No, you're good.
I'm like
I was
taking
kind
all
of
this.
waiting
I thought we'd have more people show up. but-
participation this month, but maybe not. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First on the agenda is approval of the agenda. 25-118.
Need to add anything, change anything?
Thanks.
Yeah, just.
Mr. President, I move to approve the agenda as presented.
I second that.
Motion to approve the agenda, second. All those in favor? All opposed? Open forum. 119 is gone. 120 executive session with their attorney for consultation.
I would say probably 20 minutes, start off.
I'll move to go into executive session with, board, board and admin,
Yeah.
Noah, attorney, for 20 minutes.
A motion for executive session, board admin and Mr. Noah for
I
consultation
second.
for 20 minutes.
I second that.
And second, all those in favor? All opposed? Move on. 121. Consent agenda on approval of minutes for the February 19th meeting and payment of claims.
Is Trevor here?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
I did not have any questions.
On the claims, good. Amber, you good?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Have you looked, you're good? Minutes are good. We got a motion on the consent agenda on 121.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
In a second,
I second it. Okay.
and a motion and a second, all those in favor? All opposed? We're going to old business. We will talk to Trevor, the transportation man.
Okay. So, just kind of a rundown of February for you. In February, our fleet drove 11,350 miles.
Hang on here,
I don't think I have that in there.
Is that all? Is that all? Yeah.
I can put that up there though.
And of that 11,350 miles, 6,770 miles were before and after school routes. 4,579.85 miles were for activities.
what year is this and what is it?
This is February of this month.
This is just up here. We're not talking about the vehicles. yet.
I understand, but I don't see a make, I don't see a year, I don't see nothing. That's what I'm asking, what
It's
this is.
On all of them.
This is what Trevor had in February. We're not talking about the vehicle.
This is just how much
This is
miles.
our fleet,
This
okay,
is just a recap, yeah.
okay.
We used 474.2 gallons of diesel and 828 gallons of gasoline. We transported 1,107 student riders from before and after school routes with an average of 8.8 riders per bus per route. And we transported 43 teams and groups to activities. Our fleet was in the bus barn for the route buses, were inspected, not was inspected. Each week for interior cleaning and washed bi-weekly. Our fleet vehicles were in every week for inspection, interior cleanings, and exterior washes. We had 1 headlight replacement, 3 nails and tires, 1 battery replaced, 4 oil changes and chassis lubes, 1 water pump replaced, 1 rear heater line coupler replaced, 1 HVAC control unit replacement, 2 battery tender installations. And Eric and I checked the road 7 times. We drove more than 1,000 miles to determine road conditions. I only slid off the road twice, and I only got stuck once. So, we're hoping March the numbers are a little bit better. Maybe I only slide off the road once instead of twice. For the vehicle comparisons, that's I think what this sheet is.
Yeah.
Talked to Ford and Chevy about what they could offer on it. For the Fords, we looked at the Transit and the Expedition. A price on a 2025 Ford is $54,676. 8 seating capacity, roughly it'd be 10 miles because it'd be a brand new vehicle. And as far as economy goes, the Expedition gets 16 in town and 22 on the highway. The Transit, this would be an upfitter setup Transit. So they would take basically a Transit 350 platform, send it to an upfitter to outfit it with 10 passenger seating. Well, it'd be 8 passenger seating plus the 2 from the factory. That's the only legal way in Kansas. Yes, sir.
But where's the break between CDL and non-CDL?
These are all non-CDL.
Okay,
These are all non-CDL vehicles.
thank you.
So weren't we trying to get a couple Transit a couple years
Yeah,
ago?
those were the true 10 passenger ones.
Yeah, those were T250s is what they called them. So there's like the T150, which is a little tiny Transit Connect, and then the 250 is what we have, and those are 9-passenger ones. And then we can buy a 350. Basically, it's a cargo van when they buy it, and then they send it to an upfitter who puts it in, certifies it as a 10-passenger vehicle. We cannot buy the 12-passenger one directly from the Kansas State Department of Education. So with that runs us $58,772.
Is that with the changing it over? Or
Yep,
is that,
that's
okay.
includes everything. And 14 and 19 for mileage. We'll get to the pros and cons of these in a minute. The Suburban comes in a lot higher. We're at 66,995. 8 seating capacity, be a brand new vehicle, and 15 and 20 for miles. And then the 2023 Suburban that I have on there, that's one that we looked at on, we used Car Finder for rental vehicles. It's 48,703, but it's got 45,000 miles on it already. Also an 8-passenger. The Transits were a little reluctant to go on that just because they're high-profile vehicles, and being that we rarely have less than a breeze coming through, it makes them a little difficult to drive.
Why do we keep pricing 4-wheel drives?
Actually, I didn't even request the 4-wheel drives. When I called for the quotes, they just automatically put 4-wheel drives in.
Because they want to sell the money.
True. Or they heard that I like to slide off the road and get stuck.
There you go.
So they may have, my reputation may have preceded me.
What are you looking at, Trevor? Wanting to replace 2 vehicles?
You know, at bare minimum right now, we need one. We need one at bare minimum. Just for activities and things like that, transporting around. If we could, you know, down the road, look at 2 where we could start cycling our older vehicles out of our fleet, I think we'd be in much better shape.
So you're talking about we need a transit van or we need a Suburban?
I think a Suburban or an Expedition, a larger SUV is probably the better option for us. The Transits are nice because of the extra seating capacity, but you add in lower fuel economy and honestly a little more difficulty in driving them. These guys have all driven the smaller Transits that we have, and even when they're fully loaded, they're pretty squirrely going down the road with the wind. They just catch a lot of wind, you know. So.
Are we using this Suburban on the routes?
We have one Suburban that we use in an afternoon route, yeah, and it would stay. I wouldn't want to put one of these new Suburbans on a route or a new Expedition on a route just because our roads would destroy them within a year.
Okay.
With the old Suburban, it's built like a tank. It's great for an afternoon route of dropping a few kids off down by the Chili's area. But as far as sending it out on long road trips, it's kind of past its use limit there.
All right, then are the transits used on the bus routes?
If we can avoid it, yes. There are occasions, like with our hard surface routes, where I took a transit to Ludell to pick up the Ludell kids. So that way, the big bus didn't have to drive all the way into Ludell, turn around, come back to the highway, and then drive all the way to Herndon. But we try and avoid using transits for route buses.
The last time you was here and made your presentation, you mentioned that 2 route buses was approaching 25 years old.
We've got 2 of them that will be in 2028.
In 2028?
Yeah, two of our route, well, actually 3 of them will be, one of them is next year, which is our backup big bus. The other 2 are 2028, but they're both backup buses. We use those as backups in case one of the other ones goes down or hits a deer or whatnot. The thing with the buses, we do definitely need to look at cycling them through. But we're talking 6 figures for a new minibus or a new microbus and a minimum of a year lead time on those. We can't just go pick one up off the dealer's lot because they don't have them. We have to actually order them.
How many vehicles we have that are unusable at this point in time?
2. We've got two that are down from deer hits right now.
Buses?
Yes, yeah,
From Deere?
from deer, yeah.
All right, what about Old Red?
Old Red is used every day. I mean, we use it for shuttling, and we use it for short trips. If we need to go to Oberlin or go to Colby with the team, we can use Old Red for that. Sending Old Red any farther than about an hour away, I'm just not really comfortable with at this point in time.
Well, it's still got the problem though, that it hadn't been repaired as far as the radiator and the heater core.
No, we had made a decision on the best the best terms of repair on that. I know I sent an estimate to Eric, I think it was last month, I believe. A new radiator's $3,000 for it. And, to do a cooling system repair on that, we're talking multiple days of it being down.
You're talking about track season, it's right up on us.
Mm-hmm.
Between the junior high and the high school, they're gonna have to have, well, be nice to have the transit buses, but from what I understand, the Old Red, as soon as it gets warm,
Mm-hmm.
then it's gonna heat up.
Yes, yep.
So this subject of getting kids out on the highway stranded.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan if you can't use Old Red?
Well, we've got, Dion and I were just talking about it. For high school, we have 36 involved with high school track, and we have 60 right now for junior high track.
60?
60. This was
We'll
the way
see
it
how
was.
the first week goes, though.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
6th graders included?
That includes
Yeah.
6th graders, and that's what we were just talking about,
The
is
entire.
how we're gonna
sixth grade.
facilitate
Minus 6.
facilitate this with it. As far as the heating and cooling issues with Old Red go, that's I know the overheating issue has been going on for quite a while. And I know it happened to me once the first time we sent it to Colby. But we were able to implement some workarounds on some things to get it away from, to help get the heat away from it, and we didn't have a problem with it for the rest of the time, but we didn't send it any farther than Colby though either. And that's kind of I still kind of stand on that, is that Old Red doesn't need to go any farther than Colby,
What would it take to get Old Red repaired? What kind of cost you talking about? Rough guess.
I can give you a pretty precise number here, actually.
If it's 60, everybody, is that including coaches, or is that just?
I would think so.
That includes coaches.
Okay.
How many fit on our biggest bus?
44?
Red and the white activity bus, yeah, they're 44 and 46 respectively. We're looking at roughly $6,000, and that's with a new radiator.
$6,000, we could put it down on the road and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
How quick?
I'd have to see how quickly we get parts. That would be the biggest thing. It would probably take me the better part of a week to replace the cooling system, get everything flush, replace the heat exchanger, get it running. Put the new lights and everything like that it needs on it. But it'd probably be the better part of the week, and a windshield, I'm sorry. Better part of the week to do it. And that's barring any external complications from everything else, so.
So 2 weeks.
So best case scenario, 2 weeks if you,
So that's.
Probably, yeah. As long as nothing
if everything's available.
as long as nothing else breaks.
Is that an interest?
Yeah.
I'd say fix the damn
Is that an
Okay.
interest? Fix it? Is it an interest? We
Would
talked
that
about that a
solve a
little
lot
bit.
of issues
got
for us?
36
A
high school
substantial
and
amount of it? I mean, or
60,
would that,
junior
we
high.
still, are you thinking we still need
You
that?
don't have
Well,
to have two
I
buses.
mean, the activity buses, the route buses, and the fleet vehicles are kind of three different facets.
Yeah,
Fixing old red, yes, that will help with the
Would-
activity bus
yeah.
side of things. It doesn't
But
make
we're
much
still
difference with
needing-
the route bus side of things, and it kind of affects the fleet side of things. The issue we run into is a lot of our activities, we don't need an activity bus. We've got small enough numbers going. You know, we've got, like, just in April, we've got the art department going 2 places, golf going, bowling, JV golf, high school golf, FFA, JV golf, JV golf, art again, golf, JV golf, art. If we go back to February, it even probably is even better. I mean, we have junior high wrestling, Scholars Bowl, JV basketball, art department, spelling bee, a robotics seminar, cheerleading, Scholars Bowl. All of these are, you know, sub 9 passenger things where we could put them in a transit van, which in February we made it work. It was tight. A lot of these vehicles would go out in the morning, come back at noon, we'd turn around and send them back out that afternoon for something else to be able to accommodate for everyone. But at the same point in time, there were some things that we just straight up had to say, no, we don't have a vehicle that will work for it. So we've basically got our activity buses as one facet, our route buses as another, and then our fleet. Of the three, yeah, old red needs is a priority, but replacing a fleet vehicle, or not even replacing, but adding a fleet vehicle is also a priority.
Okay, let's get back to the fleet vehicles, and then we will come back to old red.
Well, I'm just,
yeah.
I'd say let's just get a little red fixed and
I mean,
Or
I
you
think
just
that
wanna
should
handle
just
red
be
now?
on that.
I mean, as far as it just running back and forth from the high school down here for lunch, I mean,
Well,
for $6,000, get it down the highway.
we can, if
We can-
$6,000, if we use it for 2 years, that's $3,000 a year. That's pretty cheap transportation
Yeah.
in anybody's book.
well, and I honestly think we'll use red longer than that, because we'll
Well,
still have
that's
to be
what I mean,
shoveling.
but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, given old red, something else can go wrong.
Yeah.
But. Motion,
Motion what,
fix old red? Do we
I'll
need a
make a
motion?
motion
We don't have
repair
to.
old red.
No, we don't need a
Can we
motion.
just do it?
All right,
Yeah,
you have our blessing.
We'll fix it.
All right,
okay.
I'll get
fleet
parts.
trucks.
Okay, so when it comes to the fleet vehicles, Eric and I had talked a lot about perhaps getting a used vehicle, but really when you look at the price difference between a used vehicle and a new vehicle, and the mileage that those used vehicles already have on them, I think we're actually money ahead going to a new vehicle, you look at an Expedition, it's 55,000, and a used one is 49,000, so we're at that magical $6,000 number again. You know, as far as that goes, I think we'd be better
No,
off.
we don't know anything else. I don't know why we.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see a two-wheel drive price on this Ford
Sure.
Expedition. I myself, I don't think we need.
I mean, if
four-wheel
you're not using it for a route, then
No.
if it's gonna be used mainly
Have
for
we ever gotten stuck in an
ushering.
activity where it'd been good?
There's
How old
been
is the
a few,
used
you know, you go to a
vehicle,
2-day tournament or you go somewhere and a storm
23,
comes in while you're
okay,
there.
so
It's,
it's not, okay.
I've had trouble with cheerleaders when I was a cheer sponsor, that we went to a wrestling tournament and then started to snow and
If it gets that bad, you need to be staying there anyway. You shouldn't have kids on the road in the desert.
yeah, well,
You don't
there's
need to
not
put it
really
in
a lot of
four-wheel
places
drive to
to
come
stay
home.
when you go to.
If you have to put it in four-wheel drive to come home, you should probably stay there. For the kids' safety. Is that not true?
you said that, yeah.
I mean, isn't that what we're all about, is the safety factor of this? And if you're at Oberlin and it's blizzarding, you really wanna truck through them hills in a blizzard with 8 kids in an RV or a, whatever they're called? That's just my opinion. I mean,
I think that's
I
ours
can
too.
tell you,
How much of
on,
a savings for a two-wheel drive? I mean, what's the,
I'll have to,
You have
I'll
to just
I'll
see.
call and find out, cause it's all
What's-
based on Kansas
what's the old
contract.
saying? You drive as far as you can in two-wheel drive, put it in four-wheel drive and go home.
well, it's two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, when you talk about Suburbans. You can't find a two-wheel drive out here.
They may not even make them. I don't know.
Now, you can go to Texas and you can find two-wheel drive, but you can't find them out here.
I'd be interested to see the price.
Yeah, I mean,
difference,
just, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think
Depending
it's
on
gonna
price
hurt to
difference.
check it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
sit there.
I can find out.
Trevor did look at, like, we talked about a smaller one, and he looked at like an Equinox, and they were like $36,000,
Yeah.
which was crazy.
Oh,
An Equinox was
Be
36,000.
Just like as an admin vehicle or a
Yeah.
small,
I mean-
like small trip vehicle, or small amount of people.
When I jump in a transit van and drive myself somewhere,
yeah,
it's like,
that's,
feels a little overkill.
feels
Yeah.
a little overkill.
Oh,
But,
that's why I just take my own vehicle and turn in my mileage.
But you have that
Not
beautiful
taking
red
it.
cloud.
Well, that, basically,
That's why I just
That
take
guy in
my
a little
own
car.
vehicle.
well, that's what most people will do, because the reimbursement
It's-
will more than cover the cost of it. And I guess that's what I don't understand about
Well,
having a lot of
That's the
small
other question
vehicles
though too,
for
like,
staff to
what's our
use.
liability as a school if we send someone in a vehicle and something happens? I don't know. That's always been my question is,
Yeah, I
like,
don't
if
know.
I'm driving myself,
I'm talking with the insurance guy again, I can ask him.
Yeah.
Just what's our liability with that? If,
I don't know. I mean, obviously you don't take you don't take students with you. It would just
right,
be
but
like
still, you're at
admin or
work,
whatever, but.
it's a work.
Well, if you're hauling kids, you obviously.
Yeah,
you're
want-
taking a
you
school
want
vehicle,
this,
yeah.
But if you're going by yourself or two or three, the staff is going to a meeting, go in somebody's vehicle.
I think it'd be interesting for us to see how much we spend a year in mileage.
You're right.
I think it'd be good for us to know that number.
Mhm.
It'd be cheaper to pay mileage than spend $60,000 for a vehicle.
I
I don't think so.
okay.
Over
Not
10
yet.
years, it
It's
wouldn't.
pretty bold.
is there any mechanical
Advantage,
abilities, advantages, repairs, that four-wheel drive is better than a two-wheel drive?
I mean, you're gonna have more maintenance on a four-wheel drive just because you have more components.
More moving
You know,
parts.
you got a transfer case, you got another drive shaft, you've got a front differential,
Something like
you've
that.
got universal joints.
Okay, is there any advantage to, other than the four-wheel drive? Okay,
I can't think of an advantage or
okay, I'm just trying to see if I've overlooked something in
Nope.
my,
No, and a two-wheel drive, I mean, the 2023 used Suburban that we found was a two-wheel drive.
yeah, I
It's
see
down in
that.
Louisiana,
Yeah.
you know, so, I mean, that would be the,
I don't wanna buy somebody else's problems.
well, yeah.
So,
Yeah, and if there's a significant price difference on it, I would probably be more apt, but it seems like these big SUVs are bringing top dollar right now.
okay, the vehicle, we need a vehicle bad. Pretty bad.
We're definitely overdue.
So, can we okay a vehicle?
Do we have a formal quote or are these just estimates right now?
The one from Shawnee Mission is a formal quote. Now, if we want to go through Tubb and Sons, I need to have them give us a formal quote. Because right now I just have a formal quote for
Trevor called Tubbs and Sons and they said that it would be similar to this.
them. Yeah, basically this is, it's a state contract, so
The Shawnee Mission?
the Shawnee Mission one, yeah.
Do you know, are these on lot or are they gonna have to order this and
They'd have to-
it's gonna be 6 months before we get it?
Jay did not tell me what the turnaround time on this was. He's the fleet manager at Shawnee Mission. You and I talked about it, I emailed him, and he said he'd get back to me, and he hasn't yet.
Okay.
I know that, like, with the transit, I mean, when we were talking about that, he said that's at least a 9-month lead time, because it has to go to another.
Well, you two didn't really like the transits, cause the wind problem.
You know, I'm confident in my driving ability to be able to handle it, but putting anybody behind the wheel with it, that's kind of the thing I worry about is taking a teacher who's used to driving a Toyota Camry and sticking them in a big transit and sending them down the road.
Is that,
Yeah, I mean, Dion and I, just the two of us went somewhere and wanted a pretty significant wind. And it was kind of nerve wracking, and we didn't have kids with us, you know. I mean, he was having to herd it on the road. I mean, it was.
is that, 3.5 EcoBurst, is that big enough engine for that thing?
I have a 3.5 in my truck, and believe it or not, it has 3/4 ton towing capacity. I
Okay.
have a 12,000 pound
How
towing
big?
capacity. It's, when I bought my truck, I was very reluctant of getting a turbocharged V6. And the sales manager at the dealership I bought it with, this good friend, he says, you want this truck for towing. And you'd be, well, Jeff knows where I live, and seen some ridiculous stuff I've hauled down on the back of my truck. So.
Get a bid from Colby.
We just,
Two-wheel drive.
Yeah, I'd like to see the
Special
two-wheel
meeting.
drive one.
Special meeting real quick one morning.
I
Yeah.
know where I
15
stand on the
minutes.
four-wheel drive. I learned my lesson a long time
we
ago.
have the building one too, if we want
So
to,
you get a
in a
bid
couple
filter.
weeks.
Huh?
So you get a bit
But if
of-
we can do a special meeting too.
I'd like to get this going. It's a pain in our butt.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah,
to see.
that's-
Just get a
Prices.
special meeting for 15 minutes, get us a bid on a two-wheel drive, and try Colby, and like to
Absolutely.
try to keep things. All right, Terry?
Yeah, we need more information.
Is everybody agreeable with the 25 Expedition?
Mhm.
You guys want us to look at one or two
We'll
of
make a
them?
decision
No,
tonight.
Ford
Well,
stands
that's
for,
what
don't you?
kind of, he's gonna get a firm bid.
Yeah,
On a, listen,
that's kind of true
on
too.
Colby,
So you know what Ford stands for,
two-wheel
don't you?
drive.
First on race day.
Fix it again.
Hey Trevor,
Jerry.
do you think there's any chance we could get a discount if we got two of them?
That's.
Or is that worth asking?
You
I
can
can ask.
ask.
And I
Always
can
worth
find out what a
asking.
two-wheel drive
This is
Suburban
transit
costs
van
too, if you
here.
wanna. It's, I mean,
I think it's good information.
Might as well.
I don't,
Do you have a preference
I got it.
of Ford or Chevy? Like, is
Expedition.
your,
Well, I guess Leonard.
They all
Yeah,
sell.
yeah.
they
He
did,
thinks about
like I told
Ford
you guys
now.
last week, it doesn't matter
He
what the
hates
badge
Ford.
is.
so I'm like, "Ooh."
Okay, two-wheel drive, the price, Colby, that good?
Yeah,
He's gonna price a Suburban
Yeah.
too, two-wheel drive.
Suburban.
Yeah.
To tell them to head this way.
Yes.
Well, until we get the
Yeah,
prices
just
on
get
that, we don't need to
information,
make a
then I
decision.
say-
No, we're not.
Okay, that's
We're gonna have a,
as long as we're not making a decision.
we're gonna have a
no,
15-minute
Not yet.
special board meeting.
As long as we don't have to make that decision.
but we will soon. Scary.
With more information.
So we just gotta get more information.
Yep.
That's my kind of decision. No decision. Is that all you have for us, Trevor?
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Okay. Trevor's done. New business, 1, 2, 3. KSAB LF memberships.
So, this is actually pretty early compared to when we normally get these, but they came in, so we thought this would be a good meeting to just add it to since there wasn't a lot, on the separate agenda. But, just the KSAB dues, $6,113.54, which is an increase of 118, almost $19. And then legal assistance fund, which that more than pays for itself. So I'd recommend that we move forward with that.
Nobody really likes this, but it's the best option we got, right?
About the only game in town.
Any questions?
Terry, you looked them over?
Yeah,
You good?
I guess so.
Anybody else?
Mr. President, I'll move to approve the KASB dues and legal assistance fund.
We have a motion
A second it.
and a second to accept the bids, accept the amount. KSAB, all those in favor? All opposed? Look at us go. Administrative reports.
So just preparations for construction. There's a few things we have to do to get ready for it. Greenhouse salvage began today.
Seems about done.
Yeah, it's not too far. We had 2 bids on that, and Daniel Rodriguez, I don't know the name of his. He was by far the cheaper bid, so that's who we went with. Rob's working out on cleaning out the gym and commons. He's gotten a bid on containers, which is about the same as what we were paying before for him. We were thinking 2, one for music to put down here at elementary, and then I would assume another one for some of the other things. The concession stand has a lot of stuff in that. That's
I
where
had teachers asking me at the PTO meeting just now if you're taking down the cabinets and all that, because they feel like that's something that we should look into, like maybe use it for something
The cabinets.
in the concession stand area.
They were taking out that new sink we put in.
Good.
Don't know about that.
I don't know.
I'll get with Rob and we'll go, me and I can go look in there. Jeff's been working on the Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been talking with Brandon Cavanagh. He doesn't feel like VAP's can get here in time to get it done for what we need. But he said he's more than willing to come down and explain to whoever we do get on how it was put in place so we can get it back loose. Rob did talk to Daniel Rodriguez today, and I think he's willing to help us do it. Basically, I think the concrete pad has to come out because then there's piers under there that's bolted too. So the concrete pad comes out, unbolt it, and I've got a trailer we can set it on for the foreseeable future, like it was before when Blaine had it. So.
Have you awarded the contract to Rodriguez?
For the
Salvage of the greenhouse?
yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth salvaging?
I think it's worth attempting to.
I
Just
should think so.
What are we gonna salvage? The exterior
the framing,
panels?
the panels.
Yeah, I mean, I think the frame and all that stuff. I mean, he's taking it down piece by piece. I mean,
Did anybody price a new one?
Bolted together?
Last time I was in there, it was pretty good, still pretty good shape.
Mhm.
But that's, it's been over 2 years ago.
How much was the contract?
For $4,500.
Can't say much there.
So do you have any idea what a new one would be?
Not to, I mean, you can buy a cheap one,
Right.
cheap, but I'd want it that level with the water walls and all that stuff.
That's
Right up to-
30, 50,
20, yeah.
$30,000 to $50,000 unit.
Where you gonna store it
It's got short walls.
I'm not sure, I don't know if they're placing the piling the pieces out back in the modulars, kind of where we got some other stuff for now.
I guess it was my intention to put it in one of the containers until it's time.
Yeah.
at? All right, now I got a question on those containers. What was the cost of the containers?
To buy them?
Yes, that's what we're doing, is buying them.
Right, right.
Ask them to leave, right?
Yeah.
Is it
I
the
want to say
same,
it's $3,900 for each one.
like 40 footers or 20 footers?
To 20. $38.95. Yeah, $3,900 for each one.
$4,000 a piece.
Yeah,
And you got 3 of them.
2.
Two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just, curious fact, I mean, you can run a storage unit for what, $65, $70 a month,
Mm-hmm.
$800 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in one respect, if you buy the shipping containers, then you turn around when have no use for them, you could resell them, but
Is there any storage available in town?
I guess I've always kind of assumed it's all full, but I did not look into that. I know the music things we were wanting to get close.
Sure, that's another factor, sure.
I think we might have.
one's going here and one's going at the high school.
Yeah.
Is that what the plan is?
That was the plan for it. There's a lot of music stuff. I didn't realize how much there
That
is.
brings up another question. What about the pods that we still have?
The what?
Those pods, storage pods? We got what, 5, 6?
We have 2 here, and then there's probably
The 2 here are music stuff,
Yeah.
correct? So those could go away. One of them up there, I believe, still has full desks in it. One of them has library books.
I would think that one can go here pretty. We're putting that into our contents with insurance, and as far as I'm concerned, as soon as that's paid, we can get rid of the library books because they're not in good shape.
Well, what's the rent on the pods?
$199 a month per.
$199?
They're not paying that anymore, correct?
No, the insurance is paying that.
Insurance is still paying.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, I mean, with construction, which will start at some time down the road, is all that gonna have to be moved?
Yeah, Rob's talked with Beaver Valley about moving them. The ones
Go
that,
up on, behind the modulars?
yeah, I believe so.
That's not gonna interfere with the junior high and the youth practice field. They're moving, getting pretty close.
Jeff could probably answer that better.
You've been down the ball diamond, haven't you?
The youth went down to the ball diamond.
It's actually better down there, shade.
Something to consider. Yeah, I mean, if we keep moving that way, we're gonna have a practice field for junior.
They practice 1 year.
They did
They did the first year.
the first year. Last year, I don't,
No, I think they were.
because that's when they were doing dirt work and everything else for that junior site. Last year, I didn't think they did. So, I mean, that's something to consider. And I mean,
I mean, we pulled out, someone brought me a nice nail out of my
Yeah.
grass today, so it's probably not the best grass to plant, for sure.
Yeah, we might be able to set them otherwise too. I mean, just make sure.
It's something to consider.
Yeah, absolutely.
About.
Any other questions on that? Jeff and I went to the job fair in Lincoln. We actually had a full page of interested, new teachers, students, some, who are graduating this year. It's just matching up their needs and our needs. What's really interesting is I think we had just as many names off of that, viable names, as when Lacey and I went to Hates. They have a lot of graduates who are from like Western Nebraska, who are one, not too far from their home, and then two, kind of used to, or growing up, similar to what, as what we do. So I kind of felt that's been a positive.
What are the selling points why do you think you're getting so many? Is it just there's that many people, or is it something we've got?
One, I don't think they have
Jeff's
is,
good look.
I think one, it doesn't seem to me that Nebraska has as much of a shortage, just looking at their teaching job website and things. I'm not saying they don't.
Right.
They're probably a couple years behind Kansas, I would think. And then, I mean, the new school is a pretty big selling point for us.
Sure. I don't know if it was like
Yeah.
they're looking for small towns, or is it?
Well, and there's that. There's a kid from far northwest Nebraska that we even talked to, and he was looking at elementary and coaching and things like that. I mean, I'm not gonna say unfortunate, we're full, because that's not a problem, but I mean, I think that would have been a pretty good fit for us. We do need to figure out the Manhattan at K-State, because I think that would be another one that'd be worth going to. So I did think that was a productive day.
Did we go to Greeley? Has anybody gone to the?
No,
We were supposed to go on this.
that's when Kenny passed away.
Because their teaching school, I think.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good.
That might be a good one too. But yeah, right now our only two openings are math, the high school math ones. So I know the athletic directors and principals have met every month or every couple of months throughout the year. The superintendents have started doing that, and so one of the things that we've been working on is putting together a PLC for next school year. And basically, a PLC it's called Professional Learning Community. We do those within our system, but the benefit of that is, or kind of where we struggle is, like our science teachers are our science teachers. They don't really have anybody to collaborate with. And then like we have 2 second grade teachers, but those are the only two, and this would give us an opportunity to take.
Or like elementary PE and elementary music,
Mhm.
and they can actually get together with other people from our league.
Talk shop.
Yeah.
Talk what they do in the classrooms, what works, what doesn't.
They were, one of the other superintendents had a kind of a contact with KSDE, and we thought we could do a kind of a morning session and then an afternoon with allowing it would just be a free for all, but having a directed thing. We're looking at, it's a Monday in October. I want to say like the 10th or 13th. I can't remember exact date, but we've been working on that, and we've contacted the event center to get us a price for that. So that'd be shared amongst the league schools. This is something that's kind of come out of nowhere, I guess, but Gary Soko came to me, and there's a recall on the lights in both gyms. And so they'll basically replace them and pay for his costs to install them. So we get brand new lights in there. So he's gonna.
It does fall every now and then.
Yeah.
No lie.
So he was forced to put a bid in, and he was afraid it would be a little too high, so he did knock it down, so we'd have a little bit of a cost, but not very, like $500 or something. And So he thinks he'll have them within the week. He's talking about doing I haven't told Dion this, but he's talking about doing the high school gym next week even, if he can get into it. So we get new lights in both gyms. So pretty much paid for.
Which is
Um,
good. I mean, because
yeah.
we're
Well, if
worried
we were
about the
having problems
electrical
with
and the
the
lights
ones
up
we
there
have,
anyways.
No, but they're a fire hazard.
That's what it is.
There we go. Ralph, now,
Does that
Now
make
you're
more sense
talking
there?
Yowza.
Let's take those down.
Have insurance?
Not good.
Thought we were uninsured the first time.
wonder what school found that out.
Well,
Someone found out the hard way.
yeah. I think Gary told me they.
Both gyms?
Huh? Yeah, both gyms.
Be in the dark the rest of the week, Mr. Sean.
Plenty of lights in there. Plenty of windows.
Open up the doors and do nice
That'll
out.
be fun.
Okay.
Well, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Who's next, sir?
I guess I am, according to that deal.
There you go, yeah.
Mrs. Pope, she said her graphic design class submitted 14 logos to the Rollins County Health Center 75th anniversary logo competition, and they're being voted on for the final logo. And you can actually get on, and you slide them up, and you rank them 1 through 14 on there. So they're kind of fun to look at. The kids did a really good job on them. So encourage you guys to get that. Game design class, are looking to complete their games by the end of April, to be able to launch a game to be played. So Mrs. Pope said their class is doing a college level project that she witnessed when she took her son Ace and a couple other students in that class to KU for a college visit. So, and she says that class is doing outstanding high level work. So I've been in and out there a few times. It's pretty neat to see all their games they're designing and working through. I can't explain what exactly they're doing, but
I have them all a bit if they want to see it.
So, Mrs. Klein, the 8th grade robotics class is getting ready to attend 18th annual Fort Hays State Lego robotics competition. It's March 31st. So, Mrs. Bryn, Creative Arts Club, they had a successful trip to Denver, Cheesecake Factory, to see Mean Girls for 4 art students. Let's see. 4 art students at the Scholastic Art Show Awards Ceremony in Liberal were recently awarded a grand total of $29,000 worth of art scholarships from 2 universities, Fort Hays State and Sterling College. That's if they choose to pursue an art degree after high school at those particular schools. Northwest Kansas Art Show is coming up. It's the first week in April in St. Francis. Have a chance to stop by for the public viewing. Shout out to St. Francis. They hosted it. This is their 2nd year in a row because they hosted it for us last year, and then this is their year on the rotation. So they're getting double the fun. So from Mrs. Trail, junior high Stuco kids are busy. They're ordering and assembling personal hygiene and wellness kits to hand out to 7th and 8th graders. They've raised money to put that stuff together. And they are also beginning a food drive competition for the food pantry. It's a class competition, whichever class can bring the most food, and the winner will receive a pizza party. From Mr. Groff, we'll have a number of projects in the final stages moving into the end of the year. Some will be completed and others will carry over to next year. Carpentry class has built a restroom building for Stevens Chapel. It's completed, and they're planning on loading in a trailer to take it out to the concrete pad that's been poured out there. Our hope is to move it out of the shop, free up some space for the bigger projects that are being finished. The wood shop just received a new wood lathe with an extension and a stand. Mr. Groffel also got a duplicator for the wood lathe, so some new equipment for the kids to work with up there. And I'll mention, he didn't mention it on here, but that's, we work with, a consortium of other schools with Carl Perkins funds. It's with our CT pathways, and there's every year there's so many dollars earmarked, and we rotate it through our pathways, whether it be woods or ag, graphic design, and now we've added business, but they can use that money to purchase items like that for their class, to improve their programs. So I was excited when I was a shop teacher when it was my turn. I purchased like the 3D printer, a CNC router, those types of things that they still use. For Mrs. Smith, Junior High Music Festival, very successful. Took 4 soloists and the entire junior high choir ensemble. Reese Withington, Kimberly Rippey, Parker Juneman received 1 superior ratings on their solos. Zara Brin received a 2 excellent rating on her solo. 7th and 8th grade choir received a 1 superior rating from all 3 judges. Mr. Dalligan did a great job conducting, as Mr. Schmidt was the accompanist for the day. Regional Solo and Small Ensembles Music Festival got moved from March 29th to April 5th, which is great. That's the same day as prom. Luckily, it's only in Oberlin, so it's not a far trip. So I think it's still doable.
Do you know what time that is? Is that in the morning?
I think it usually is in the morning. Yeah. So Mr. Schmidt's currently working on getting all morning performances, if at all possible. So I've got more. Mr. Phoenix, our new English teacher, he just kind of wanted to give a little update of what he's doing in his English classes. They finished studying all 12 tenses of the English language, he said, which is usually taught at a lower level, but just in assessing the kids, felt like it was something he needed to go back over. So he's been reviewing that with him, going through that with all 3 of the levels he's in. He's 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. 9th grade finished up their books. They'll do one more, they'll have 1 more to read, and he's gonna teach them more about public speaking and properly use of and citing resources, and give them a small research project to test their knowledge on that. 8th grade, they're more than halfway done with their book. Plan on teaching them about how to compose an argumentative essay, and the basics of debate. 7th grade will finish their book this week. They're watching a movie the last day of class based on that book. Not sure what they're reading. And it's going to teach them about poetry and how to form arguments. Yeah, so that's what's going on in with our English, our 7-9 English. From Coach D, powerlifting is off to a great start. He said it's the biggest team we've ever had. There's 16 kids participating. With that, though, there's been some conflicts. They're all on Saturday, so we've had some wrestlers that would like to do it, but just haven't been able to compete because of wrestling tournaments. Coach Vapp and Coach D are coaching it. The state meet is April 12th in Claflin, and they've attended meets in Leota, Oakley, and Waukene so far.
What is that season? When does it start?
It's like beginning of February until April. And there's very few meets. It takes a lot of equipment. So you're just kind of going to travel to them.
That Audrey?
Yeah.
So,
Is it something we've always done?
That's kind of,
yes,
didn't think.
not back in the day, but probably I started with, like Katie's age, like
Yeah.
there was some interest.
Like Kristen Beckman.
Tyler Beckman, and then we went through several years of doing really well, and then nobody wanted to do anything. Alex Fields went by himself a couple meets last year, then he got hurt and he didn't compete anymore. So we went from several to 0 to 1 to 16. So it's been fun.
Can you do that sport and wrestle?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with school. It has nothing to do with. It's the Kansas 8-Man Football Association is who runs it. So it's not a school sanctioned, CASHA sanctioned. So you can do, yes, you can. But every time there's been a meet, like Peyton wants to do powerlifting, but got a wrestling
Had
meet
a tournament every time. So, sub-state basketball tournament. We hosted that in Colby. I should say Coach D ran that in Colby. So I was unable to attend with scheduling conflicts. But he said he wanted to thank everyone who helped with the roles, big and small. It sounds like it went off smooth and was a big success. So, track has started. There's 33 athletes for high school track, largest team in many years, and then 50 plus in junior high. We have 25 sixth graders, 7 seventh graders, and 19 eighth graders out. So, and to speak to that, you know, that seems like a ton. 7 seventh graders, if we didn't add those sixth graders into it, you know, there'd be no relays, there'd be no, they wouldn't be able to.
And they split it out, don't they?
Yeah, they split it 8th grade, 7th grade.
There's
So-
3 girls, 4 boys out for 7th grade track.
So that'll allow them to have those team events, the relays, and do all those types of things. So it was fun. It was a nice day. I walked around the track and watched track practice today. It was so nice out. It's fun to see all those kids. Junior high Scholars Bowl, their league meet was last week in Oberlin. Our 8th graders took first, and I believe our 7th grade team took second. So congratulations to them. State wrestling was 2 weekends ago in Hayes. We had 2 placers. Ryan Schromick took 4th place, and Maggie Holly took 3rd. So that was exciting. Brian is a 4-time state qualifier, 3-time state placer. Pretty impressive there. Maggie's a 2-time qualifier, 1-time placer, and she's a sophomore. So looking forward to a lot of success there. And we had let's see, she's our only girl wrestler. So we had our whole girls team there. And then we took Dalen Fairchild and I'll say Warren, Eli Holly were our other 2 boys. So always one of my most favorite events to go to. And then Lacey and I went to Oakley. What day was that? Last Thursday to a league principal meeting. Coach D and I go to league. I get they're more like the sports CASHA side of things, and then talking with principals there. Thought it'd be great to get a principal meeting set up. So we split out grade school, high school. You know, have an agenda. We talk through policies, how each school does what works, what doesn't. I think it's really valuable. I mean, it's just good to see what others are doing, what others are doing well, bounce what you're doing off of them, and just some really good conversation there. And now that my voice is gone, I think I'm done.
Have you found a potential math teacher?
I mean, nothing. I mean, there's some leads there, but nothing that I'm.
You know how the rumor buying is.
So.
If someone had an interest.
Huh. Well, we'll talk later. Maybe I haven't heard this one. So, but yes, there's some different conversations going on.
Good.
But we'll see. If you know anybody, send them my way.
Mine's really simple, and I was gonna report on the league principal meeting too. I thought it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
It was good to sit down and it's our league. It's same size schools and to see similar issues and how they handle things. So it was nice. We've been busy.
Planning on doing them again.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I think we'll one more time.
One more time this year. Yeah.
This year. Is that a good idea? We've been scheduling state assessments. We'll start, the window opens March 24th, so I know he's doing it too. So trying to figure out our bandwidth and how we can test all these kids within a couple weeks of each other, and that's always exciting. We just finished our KELPA testing, so that's our students, it's their English proficiency testing. So their goal is to score a 4. Once they score a 4, then they don't have to take the test again. So we have quite a few students that take that every year, and then we hopefully by the time they get into Jeff, they will have to test out of it and won't have to take it again. So
That's for our English language.
Yes.
So we took part in the statewide tornado drills last Wednesday, which looked different for you guys this year.
Yep. We rather than, last year we bust down here. We decided to give it another go going into the locker rooms there just to see what that looked like, and we all fit. So
In the gym?
yeah, we went into the junior high locker rooms. It's our best case scenario right now up there. So it worked.
Yeah, I mean, we have space for you guys in here, but it's kind of nice if you're in the midst of some bad weather to be able to shelter right away up there, so.
Is there anywhere in the VOAG building that?
Not really. I mean, there'd be the ag bathrooms and the lock, but they're all exterior wall. I mean, but without windows. I mean, really.
We had ag in the classroom last Monday. They brought it back to the first Monday of every month, and the students down here love it. So I think it's been good. We had our food audit February 25th and 26th. At the same time, we were having some plumbing issues, but they kind of gave us a pass on that. It wasn't our fault. So we're switching up a couple little things. The way that we scan kids, make sure that we're scanning them when they walk by directly instead of before they by or after they walk by. So they're very particular, so I guess it's fine. Not a problem. So I really don't know if there was much else. I mean,
I'm
we
still
do
waiting on the
right
official
the
report.
official. We do what you call serve lunch, right?
Yes,
For the elementary students, like we serve them everything because sometimes choices are hard. So we serve them all, but once they get into the high school, then they can choose if they want to have everything on their plate as long as they pick up a fruit or a vegetable from the salad bar. So they were fine with that. So that was kind of, one of those things. And the bulbs are blooming in the 5th grade garden. So if anybody has any snow fence or something
Gotta
to
check them out.
to protect them from getting bulldozed by basketballs, then please feel free to give us some fencing. So I think that's it.
It would be a bad place for them. Never thought about it. Basketball.
Yeah.
I should probably add one thing. We approved the Skyward, was that a year ago? Something
Seems
like
like
that.
Our county.
Emily,
County?
yeah, the new accounting, and Emily and Lori have been, I think they've been in training more than they've been out.
Yeah.
And is that April 1st when we?
April 1st is go live for district activity accounting. Susie Mercy will go live July 1st, so.
Do you know what you're doing?
We'll find out. I'm just doing my last payroll and our old one, so April will be the new one, so. We will soon find out.
That'll be a good change.
Yeah, it'll get there. It's a lot right now, but.
Chandler went to a conference.
Yeah, went to the MACE conference. It's basically one of the biggest technology conferences they have for us in the state of Kansas.
What does MACE stand for?
It's Mid-America Computers and Education. Right, it goes back way back. They started back in 2018. Started what's called the ITN or Information Technology Network. Kind of talking to technology directors, what's going on. Kind of including us of like no matter what type of district you are, you always kind of have the same headaches. How we operate. So this year their main focus was again cybersecurity, data privacy, PowerSchool hack. How we mitigate risks. One of the presenters there was the vice president of information technology for K-State. He kind of talked about the ransomware attack, how they recovered from that. So it was great there. Heard from KSD's technology director and the changes that they're making at the state level before KSD and other state agencies really didn't like each other. He's trying to build bridges, so that's awesome. And then also heard from Otis on PowerSchool side of things and how we're migrating from that. So. It was great collaborating, talking with all the technology directors, teachers, it's fantastic to see, and I get to brag about us because there's some school districts that don't have technology like we do in the classroom, so it's good.
Where was that at?
It was in Manhattan,
Manhattan.
It's there every year. They've had it there for a long time.
I think 2004 they
I
had it.
think some people from my hometown actually started it or are really involved with it. It's kind of the one that's really known.
Okay. Emily, do you got anything exciting to do other than just the new computer?
No, I've
Alright,
just been,
we'll move
training
on.
Miss Kevin.
Doesn't mean anything
Okay,
else
we
right
good?
now.
We'll go to executive sessions. We need 5?
10, oh,
No.
you need a break?
Break.
I'm good, Carla.
Very good, Amber?
Okay, yep.
We can go for 5.
I could do
I'm
5.
fine.
We'll do 5.
Okay.
I'll move to go into recess 5 minutes.
I second it.
All in favor? the ding I heard?
Yep.
All right, we shall go back in. We will move on to 25-125, executive session for non-elected personnel, student issues, fall coaches,
No, we
principal
can do this one
evaluation, superintendent evaluation. What do you want to start with?
first. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do Dion's first. Let's do the coaches.
Okay. What do we need? How long?
How long we need?
15 minutes, 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes, yeah.
Let's do 20. So let's do 50. We already got 20 hours down.
20 minutes,
Somebody make a motion.
make a motion, go into executive session for 20 minutes.
We have board admin and the other.
Admin for
Coach Steve.
ball coach evaluation.
And the other.
And Dion, yeah,
And Dion.
And a second.
I second that.
20 minutes and fall coaches, admin and Dion. All in favor? All opposed? admin, board, Dion. All in favor? All opposed?
I second, yeah, whatever.
thought
I
you-
will motion.
Second. 15?
In session.
Does anybody else have anything else? Do you need to say anything else?
You wanna go back in for these
Yeah, we will, yes.
now, or?
I'd say if anybody wants to make some action on this one, then let's get it over with.
Any motion?
I'll make the motion to recommend renewal of the fall coaches.
There's a second.
Need some clarification.
Yeah, is it just fall?
You're talking the whole
You
thing?
want the high school coaches or all the coaches or what?
High school coaches, junior high coaches.
Just fall.
It
So
doesn't have to be
football,
all-
volleyball.
Football, volleyball.
There's some winter coaches on it. Do you want a list of?
You want basketball too, or just football and
All the coaches.
all, everything, it's on the list.
All of them presented.
There's a second. Okay, I'll make the motion to approve all the high school coaches for volleyball, football, golf, girls golf, and college bowl. And Nicholas is, I can't really do girls golf. So volleyball, football, and college bowl, high school.
I'll second that.
Motion for the high school coaches, except for girls golf. So that would include volleyball, football, and college bowl. And a second, all those in favor? All opposed?
Except his resignation.
We'll try to do
Yeah,
that
add
when
it
we do.
Later, okay.
Yeah. Anybody else wanna do this, or we do?
I will move to do the junior high volleyball, football, boys basketball, wrestling, and scholars bowl.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Junior high volleyball, football, boys basketball, wrestling, and scholars bowl. Motion and a second, all those in favor?
How many of us here? Four?
4. All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, let's do them one at a time. I'll make the motion for junior high volleyball coach.
I'll second.
A motion for the junior high volleyball coaches to extend their contract. A second, all those in favor? I'll make motion for the football coaches of junior high to extend their contracts.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to extend the football contracts for the junior high. All in favor? All opposed? I'll make a motion for the boys basketball coaches to extend their contracts. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for the boys basketball coaches. All in favor? I'll make a motion for the wrestling coaches of junior high to extend their contract.
I will second.
Motion for the wrestling coaches and a second, all in favor? I'll make a motion for the Scholars Bowl for junior high to extend his contract. Is there a second? Second, all in favor?
Now I'll make a motion to extend the contract of the junior high basketball coaches,
For girls.
girls.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second. All those in favor? All opposed? We'll move on. Thank you, sir. Elected hirees, non-elected personnel. 10 minutes for non-elected personnel.
So moved.
And a second,
Same thing.
board and admin, 10 minutes, non-elected personnel, all in favor? All opposed? get mine out, my screw up out of the way. I was gonna screw up. We'll go back in session real quick, make a couple motion. And probably go back in executive session, but the first motion I will make is to extend the contract to junior high girls basketball assistant coach for an extension of her contract.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, all those in favor of extending the girls assistant coach? All opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. You're up.
Yeah. You want me to?
You're kind of on your own side tonight.
Okay. Hires, resignations, retirements, transfers. I will move to hire Hannah Leonard as the elementary school teacher, Phoenix Davidovich as junior high track coach, to accept the resignation of Nicholas Bowles, the high school girls golf coach, and accept the transfers of Emily McQuitty to second grade and Amy Schromick to first grade. Nobody's retiring.
I'll second that. A motion to accept Hannah Leonard as teacher, Phoenix as track coach, junior high, and transfer Emily to second and Schromick to first grade. Second, did I second?
You-
Said that.
All right, all those in favor?
All in favor.
All opposed? Quit.
Did you all vote? Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Okay.
All right. 5 minutes. Student issues, board and admin.
I so move.
5 minutes for board and admin, is there a second?
Second it.
Second, all those in favor? Pardon?
Just me and board for this.
Yep. We'll go back into session. We need to go into executive session for principal evaluation for how long? 15 minutes. Board and superintendent.
Maybe Taylor's pretty coming in, please. Alright, that'll work. I move for 10 minutes, principal evaluations, board, and Eric.
And all those in favor? All opposed?
So we're back in
We are
session.
back in session.
And I'm gonna make the same comment I made a while ago. I don't think we should vote on any extending contracts till the other three board members have an opportunity to express their judgment and opinion. Not that there's an issue, but I think they're entitled to vote on these issues.
I mean, I would agree, but they got other forms of being at the meeting than just being present. They can call in, Zoom. So I will move to approve both principals' contract extension to the 26-27 school year.
Motion to approve the contract, to extend the contract to the principals, high school and grade school. Is there a second?
I second it.
And a second. All those in favor? All opposed?
I'm staying for the reason I stated.
Here we go. We need to go into executive session.
Do 10 minutes.
Okay,
I'll move to go into executive session, 10 minutes for superintendent evaluation, board, and reserve the right to pull Eric in if needed.
I'm fighting it.
For how long?
10 minutes.
Sorry. I'm doing really
Motion
bad.
for 10 minutes with board. Reserving Eric, to call Eric back in for 10 minutes. Motion approved and seconded. All those in favor?
We're gonna have to go back in for 45 minutes.
45?
47.
47?
Okay, we'll go back in session. Any action?
Mr. President, I will move to approve the superintendent's contract extension through the 26-27 school year.
A motion to extend a contract? In a second, all those in favor? All opposed?
I abstain for the same reason I indicated earlier. I think the other three board members need to be here when we make a vote on these issues.
Okay. Jerry, you're up.
And I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, is there a second?
I second it.
To adjourn and second, and all in favor?